welcome back to another episode of Suds in Cinema. My name is Kyle.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Josh.
This is episode number 7, and tonight we're going to be talking about Jojo Rabbit.
Damn right.
Even though it's came out a while ago, it was just recently put on VOD, and none of us had seen it. None of us had seen it, so we thought there's nothing good in theaters. Let's talk about an Oscar winner. It's been a little bit since we recorded. This is a little behind the scenes. Who never knows how many people saw our Facebook post, but due to some technical difficulties, this is actually our second time recording this episode.
And we got a whole new system here, so bear with us again. I promise you.
Jacob's got it though. Jacob's got it down.
When we're on episode 100, looking back at these first 6 episodes, we're gonna laugh.
That's right.
And all you guys that are tuning in.
Yeah, you're going to be listening and be like, yeah, I remember when that was shitty as fuck. But
remember how bad they used to be?
But you stuck with us, and it's going to be great.
And you're still here.
And you're still there.
Exactly. So we put some money into a new audio interface there, and now everything should be sounding a lot better.
It definitely looks better right now.
Records easier.
I can vouch for that.
So yeah, just a little sneak peek into behind the scenes, but this is actually number 2 recording this episode, which means might be a little bit faster and a little shorter, but
sorry, we might argue a little less too.
Argue a little less. Yeah. I've heard these opinions. We've argued about them once. Yeah, so this is actually Thursday night. We're going to record Sunday, so we'll save all the arguments for then.
Invisible Man.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Coming out next week.
It's getting decent reviews, guys. I'm excited.
I'm stoked. Yeah.
I'm more excited than I was when I first saw the trailer for it.
Our boy Lee Winnell, turn up.
We'll see how it goes. But
it actually went up.
What, the score?
Yeah, it's in the pretty high right now.
Yeah, as more general audience to see it, it goes up.
Yeah.
And then it goes down.
No, this is critic went up.
Right.
It started in the 60s and it was
still
in the
early
70s.
Though.
Yeah.
But
it'll probably even out. But
I
still,
expected
I
a lot less, so
yeah,
I'm excited.
All right. Well, I don't think we'll skip that's pretty much all we had to say. Skip the general discussion. Let's get into it. Want to keep it kind of brief this week, so here's a clip of Jojo Rabbit.
Adolf? I don't think I can do this.
Was? Of course you can. Sure, you're a little bit scrawny and a bit unpopular, and you can't tie your shoelaces even though you're 10 years old, but you're still the bestest, most loyal little Nazi I've ever met. Not to mention the fact you're really good looking. So you're gonna get out there and you're gonna have a great time, okay?
Okay.
That's the spirit. Okay. Handle me, man.
All right, and we're back. All right, so Jojo Rabbit came out last year, but it was towards the end of the year, I think. Or no, was it?
It's pretty early.
Just stuck around for so long, though.
I feel like Jacob knows.
I could just look at the date. Anyway. Jojo Rabbit, directed by Taika Waititi, written by Taika Waititi, stars Roman Griffin Davis, Thomasin McKenzie, Scarlett Johansson, Taika Waititi, Sam Rockwell, Rebel Wilson, Alfie Allen, Stephen Merchant. Not many other people. So, before we get into the discussion here, Jojo Rabbit, forgot to introduce the beer. What are we drinking? We got to know.
You bought it, Kyle. You describe it.
That's
true. Hear it.
All right, so we should shout out real quick also that last week we did drink a different beer. It was Black Rock's Raven, which was
pretty good.
4.8% black lager.
Decent.
Yeah, so it was pretty good. Just want to give a shout out, and that's on Untapped if you missed that. But this one is from Surly Brewing Company out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and this is called Coffee Bender, which is a brown ale with coffee added. So a lot of times it's it's brewed with coffee or
Mind you, we're drinking this at 10:33 p.m.
made with coffee flavors.
Thursday night.
But this just says coffee added. So
what I also stated last episode, and I feel like is apropos for this one, is the difference between an ale and a lager.
Yes, we did go over some beer.
We did go
knowledge
over
last
some
week.
beer knowledge, so I got to spit it.
Let's
back.
just crack this open. And you can
let's crack it.
tell us all about beers and lagers.
Pretty sure that went in my eye.
Probably did
a little bit.
So
you're supposed to drink it.
Difference between there's 2 types of beer: ale, lagers.
Coffee.
Most of your craft beers are going to be ales. Most of your domestics, which craft beers are technically domestics, but that's another discussion. Domestics, Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light, all those watery beers are classified as lagers.
Mm-hmm.
Oberon, Two Hearted, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, those are all ales, obviously. So, the difference between the two, the main difference is the brewing temperature and the yeast used. So, ales are brewed warmer, so they're usually brewed at like 65 degrees Fahrenheit, where lagers tend to be colder, so between like 35 and 40, I would say the average would be. Lager also takes longer because of the slower or the lower temperature tends to add fermentation time, and it also lagers also, I believe in German, means to store, so it takes. So that's why they named it lager, because it takes
time.
Takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But ales tend to take time too, but not nearly as long, because lagers tend to condition in their fermentation tanks. So little lesson.
I mean, hey, it's a good lesson. A lot of people
Don't
know the difference.
Very, very many people. Like,
I mean, unless ale is in the name,
do you have
know.
do you have anything that's not an ale?
Yeah.
Or do you have any ales? When I used to work at Grand River, do you guys have any ales? Yeah, every beer on this tap is an ale. Do you have any lagers? Nope, not a single one. Other than now the 313 Polish lager is big, but prior it was. You guys have any ales? Yep. What do you have? Every single one of them. What do you want?
They're all ales, so.
Yeah, exactly. Those
do you have anything
they have
like
it in the nail? They have the ale in the name.
Do you have anything like a Hefeweizen ale?
Yeah.
Like
it's the lighter ales, those
yeah.
the blonde ales, and
you have that was.
What's your closest thing to Bud Light?
That was the name of Lake Rat at Grand River in our system. We changed it to closest thing to Bud Light. But Wolverine in Ann Arbor, shout out Wolverine State Brewing, they only do lagers, and they make fantastic beer. And they have a lot of flavor, and they're full-bodied, which is rare for a lager because lagers tend to be lighter and crisper.
So what's the range of beers that they can produce with only making lagers?
You can make pretty much every style of beer.
Yeah, I mean,
as
they
a
even
lager.
have like instead IPAs, they have IPLs.
Yep, Gulo is their top selling. And it's award winning.
You should try some of those sometimes, because we do drink a lot of ales. Like,
yeah.
No, every beer we've had is an ale.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is common in craft beer, like I said. Like,
no, definitely.
Vast majority.
That's what I'm saying, is to
beer
switch it up
ales.
and to try something different.
We can do Wolverine. We have to
I
make a
love
trip up
Wolverine.
there, because they distribute, but not the beers that are
I've never had
best.
a bad one from them, so.
No, their Oktoberfest is the best Oktoberfest I've ever had in my life. I've had a decent amount.
I'm down. All right. So there's your beer. There's what we're drinking. Surly. Check us out on Untapped. Plus last week, plus beer knowledge. Now let's talk Jojo Rabbit. Already gave a clip. Already gave the cast. General thoughts and discussion. Who wants to start?
Love to. So
As per usual.
As per usual, Jacob's all about it.
I mean, I really liked it. There was the only things that kept it from like a 5-star for me, which I guess, spoiler alert, I gave it less than 5 stars. But I mean, the comedy didn't always work for me. Not every single one. I felt like it was pretty heavy on it, because that's what it was about.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah, like, so not all of it like felt like funny to me.
Yeah.
But I do think overall it was beautifully shot. I loved the colors. I loved how it was shot. I loved the acting. Everything was good decent to really good, like great. And don't really have too many complaints other than that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I liked it a lot too, but there's just a few things for me also. I think you're pretty much right on with the comedy. It was a lot less comedic than I actually thought going into it. I mean, I thought it was
that's where we
comedic.
differed, because I didn't come in knowing it was a comedy.
Right, a comedy, yeah.
So
Yeah,
it was
it
actually
seems
way
kind
funnier
of seems
than
like
I thought it'd be.
it would be dramatic if you just hear the premise and then. I mean, it is comedic, but from Taika Waititi, I expected a big amount of comedy, and it was a good balance, I would say. And then it just left some other things feeling like out of place, but I really liked it a lot too. I mean, the acting probably all around was mostly the standout. I mean, especially for a kid actor, pull it off.
The kids were great.
Yeah, and then Thomasin McKenzie's probably late teen now, but even in her younger role, she was really good as well. And then Scarlett Johansson was obviously nominated.
Best supporting actor.
Yep.
Yes, yep.
So yeah, I really liked it a lot too.
Me too. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, I didn't know coming in it was going to be a comedy. I actually was blessed by the fact that I didn't know exactly the premise of the movie. I knew it was like, as we were watching the Oscars, I actually found out, like, watched clips of it because I didn't watch trailers. I heard about it. I didn't watch trailers or anything. So when the Oscars came on and they showed the little clip, the adaptive screenplay or whatever.
Adapted screenplay. Yeah.
Adaptive screenplay. Yeah. When they showed that scene, how of him kicking Adolf out of the glass, it was really.
Yeah.
In the lines and everything, I didn't realize it was comedy. So I actually thought it was. I think I might have thought it, like, we gave it similar scores, but I might have thought it was better than you guys did.
I think it just
Even because
it
you
was
guys
better than what
knew,
you thought it was going to be. Or
no, I just didn't have any expectations, and you guys
didn't have any.
I
You
high
guys came in
expectations going
knowing
in,
the
yeah.
expectations. So the fact that we had very similar scores, just like I think expounds on how actually good it is. Whether you know about it or you didn't know about it, it's a good movie.
I think some of the ratings helped my rating maybe a little bit because it was getting some mixed and negative reviews because of the controversy,
Right.
which we'll talk about. But I mean, I think pretty much the filmmaking and everything was great. You know, I would say probably my nitpicks come down to some of the writing and stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't think it was really in any way like there wasn't like any outstanding, like really standout shots or anything like that, but it goes well with the presentation. Like, it is kind of vibrant colors and like it's not as drab as most World War II stuff, but you have that balance.
Agreed.
That is general discussion. So if there is anything that we're going to spoil, it would be now. So skip ahead. But what should we get into? Anything specific or?
Anything specific in Jojo Rabbit, like spoiler?
Yeah, spoiler or what things didn't
I
you
don't know
like?
if there's much to spoil. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you could.
I mean, there's one big thing. That can be
Okay,
spoiled,
so
yeah.
we're gonna spoil. One of the most powerful scenes, I guess, would be the
Very
spoiler.
good scene.
Yeah, I'd say pretty much the whole ending. Like, I didn't really know what to expect going in.
Yeah, like the
'Cause
third
there's-
act.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
almost the whole third act.
Yeah.
I guess it
Yeah.
goes.
I went in expecting like a movie basically just him and Adolf as his imaginary friend like the whole time they're together, but it's really not his story at all. It's
It's really
someone
that's really
else's.
not that big.
It's Roman's
part,
story, yeah.
yeah.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, it does definitely.
Elsa is her name in the movie.
Yeah, Thomason's.
So,
Yep. And
yeah, she's hiding. If people know anything, I guess they didn't really show it in the trailer, which is another reason why it's
Yeah, you didn't
unexpected.
see her at
like,
all.
you know that I knew that plot point, but as much as they interact, I didn't know anything. So
Yeah,
Elsa
she was
is
very
a,
much
is
the
a
main
Jewish.
character.
I think she's a German Jew, but she's
Yeah.
a Jewish girl living and Jojo's mother is hiding her from the Nazis. So that's kind of like the majority of the story, I would say. A mix between that and just him being a part of this kid troop of Nazis, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, everything within the third act coming from those stories, I would say is a spoiler because I
Yeah,
went in not knowing
definitely.
that stuff, and I
Yeah.
feel like I know a decent amount, usually about movies before even seeing it. So,
No, I definitely did not expect it at all.
Yeah, I thought it worked really well because of that, though. Like, it was such
Yeah,
a,
it added
it was such a
aroundness.
high to like a drop.
Yeah, it added a very
was
roundness to the
unexpected.
film, definitely. Yeah.
And then
And even the
if you know
filming
it's
of that scene was like very different from the tone of the rest of the film.
yeah, it was like it turned gray. Like
Yeah,
it
it was
muted. It
dark.
was muted.
Yeah.
yeah.
The colors were muted, definitely.
And if you go in thinking it's comedy, like you wonder how many, like what the stakes actually are in the movie. Like even though Elsa is a Jew hiding from, the Nazis, there's a part of it that like their interaction stuff kind of seems like they're never, like nothing as bad is going to happen there. And then it's actually Jojo's mother who's in the resistance that gets caught.
Yeah, I did not expect that. But like it foreshadowed because you saw those people hanging. They had that thing tied around their ankle. And then Jojo found...
But that was pretty close to that happening.
It was very
it
close,
is.
but it was a minor foreshadowing of...
Yeah,
and you saw her drop that off, you're like, oh shit. But I also didn't put two and two together. I was like, that kind of looks familiar.
Right.
But I guess I didn't realize that like she was gonna die because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. It was pretty surprising because but I had said before, it felt a little bit less powerful than it could have for me because at that point I had she was like a big part of it earlier on in the movie and then was kind of gone for a little bit.
Right, yeah.
And obviously at that time she was doing something and that's why she was gone. But because of that, I didn't have as strong of an emotional connection at the time when the dark part happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, I feel like going into a comedy, I feel like it should have affected it maybe more because it was a comedy.
Right.
But the fact that it didn't was just bad execution maybe. And that might be a reason why you didn't give a 5-star that you already spoiled. But
yeah, like I said, I think my
it might
nitpicks
be
come
minor,
down to
but
just writing
minor
and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I said, some of the imbalance of comedy. I think the last scene of Jojo and Hitler together that you said when he kicks him out the window, that's the last scene they have together because he kind of tells him off, was just stood out as of all their interactions. I mean, I know that was his turning point as a person, turning away
Right.
from being a Nazi, but it was just, it felt like it was trying to be more important than it was or better than it was.
Definitely.
That's what I felt about when they were dressed up in those outfits that they drew earlier in the movie.
Sam Rockwell's
soldiers.
character?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's just dumb. But I'm like, is this supposed to be more than what I'm seeing?
Yeah, I know.
It just seems a little ridiculous. But again, I mean, obviously most of it was a little ridiculous, but
it was a little over the
that
top.
part was over the top for me. That
Especially
jumped,
Hitler was
that
very
jumped the
satirical.
shark to say.
What
for
about
me.
the comparisons to Wes Anderson? Do you feel like this is in the same vein, or do you feel like it's different
I
enough?
definitely did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the quirky
same
comedy
vein.
style.
It was
is-
definitely a clear, yeah.
Yeah. And then a lot of just how this one is shot and how it looks. A lot of everything is.
The color scheme I felt like was similar too.
Yeah. When it was bright and stuff. I mean, it looked like a lot.
Grand
Of,
Budapest Hotel is
Yeah,
pink.
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. I
And
feel like they're apt, but I mean,
I wouldn't say they're directly, but definitely in the same vein.
He
I'd
definitely
say.
was
at least his
inspired
other
by it,
movies,
yeah.
his other movies are different enough from Wes Anderson where I think that this was just
He was just
going for
experimenting.
that theme.
Yeah.
I think he did well at
Gross.
it. I think he did really well at
first
it.
sneeze of the
Coronavirus. Corona. All right. Well, this is our last episode, guys.
Shout out coronavirus.
Shout out. Hashtag Corona. Got Suds and Cinema. So what were we talking about, Kyle?
the Wes Anderson style.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
I was apt. Oh, I was saying his other movies weren't as similar. So this one is more of a coincidence to me. I don't feel like he's ripping him off.
no,
Right.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't say rip off.
But he could be inspired by it.
I would
Yes.
definitely. Say
Oh, definitely.
inspired
He's
by it.
definitely watched some movies of Wes Anderson.
Yeah, if you're a director,
before.
I think you've seen some Wes Anderson
Yeah.
films. But
Woof.
all right, I
Actually,
think
his
that's
new one
about
looks
it.
dope.
Scores?
Is that what it's called? Oh, no. I was saying his new film looks dope, and you said
Yes.
scores.
Yeah.
No, yes, scores. Kyle.
4.
3,
Bullshit.
1.
We all gave it 4s, didn't we?
Yeah, it was all 4s.
Oh yeah, 4 stars.
Quintessential 4-star movie.
Definitely watch it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get into
our
some
nitpicks
other
are
things we
probably-
watched.
Our nitpicks are definitely more than I would say the average.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's-
not the average.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, I mean it
It's
has,
very enjoyable.
I don't know. I don't know.
I enjoyed it very.
I didn't
very much.
read when we were talking about the controversy that this film was. Some people said it was
I didn't even know.
not praising,
Nazi.
made too much of a joke out of
Yeah.
it, I guess, or something like that. Not praising. It
Patronized?
wasn't maybe as sharp of a satire as if it was going for satire that it should have been, basically.
Right.
So I don't know, but I don't know if I didn't
I
read that
liked
many
it.
reviews. Yeah, like if it works for you, then it works for you. But if it doesn't work for you, then you're offended
can
by
see
it.
that, yeah.
That's the
I
two
could
sides
definitely
of the
see
coin.
that. I could see where you're coming from. With that.
Yeah. So there's only those two sides, and if you go for if you go for the it's not sharp enough satire, or you don't like it because of that, then does that affect your review in other ways?
Probably.
Exactly. But I didn't read enough reviews to see if that's what they were actually writing
I
about.
didn't read any.
But that was what was in the news. So
No, I don't care about reviews.
I was
most
just
of the time.
interested in the movie.
your favorite thing is to quote numbers before we even go see the movie.
Yeah, I'll look at the reviews. I don't read them.
Yeah, read them. Yeah. Fair enough.
No, because most shit's like. the
This is a
hell
good
you saying?
segue. This is a great segue into what else we've been watching, because I want to start. It's the only thing that I watched that you guys didn't watch, so that way it'll be nice and quick. But it ties in with Jojo Rabbit really well, and that's The Great Dictator from 1940, the Charlie Chaplin movie. So yeah, when you look at like his movies, this was his first talkie, and then when you look at his movies ranked, a lot of them are like 3 or 4. There's probably 3 or 4 earlier. So they're silent films. I think City Lights, Modern Times, and one other one is usually ranked above it. But this is like in the top echelon of it.
Boy.
No.
Oh, the
Charlie
kid or
Chaplin.
the boy? No.
Oh, The Boy. Yeah.
The Boy.
There's a movie. Yeah.
Was that ranked higher?
No.
Oh,
But I mean, yeah. That's what I'm saying is that this place amongst some of his best. So I'm expecting some great things, and it was good, but not as great as I thought it was going to be, especially from all the reviews and ratings and stuff. And that's, I think some of it's lost in the talkie, because the only other one I've seen, which is The Boy, I liked a lot more. So it just seems a little bit not disjointed, but ups and downs, has too many ups and downs. And anyway, ended with a 3.5. But the end speech is great.
the end speech is great. I mentioned it because
And all the silent
think, and
parts.
I actually never looked it up.
All the silent parts are like the better parts of the movie.
But I think that V for Vendetta's monologue was somewhat, or they got inspiration from that Charlie Chaplin speech. I know I mentioned it last time that got fucked up, and I never looked it up to fact check myself.
Oh, okay.
But I'm still going to say it. For some reason, I feel like V for Vendetta's monologue was related to somehow to that speech.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of
And that speech was fantastic.
speeches after that were inspired at least by it.
It was amazing.
So,
Very good scene. Very powerful.
Great Dictator, yeah. Not as good as I wanted. 3.5. I'm
Well,
trying to get around to his other movies now, to at least compare and obviously see them, because.
Yeah, I need
It's one of
to
the
do
best.
that. Yeah.
So what else have we been watching? What do you want to do first? Dave Made a Maze or Hagazussa?
Ooh,
Dave
I loved this first time, and I want to hear it again.
Dave May Maze.
I want to hear you guys bicker again.
All I
Jacob's
all I
strengthened
gotta
his
say to
thought.
Kyle is high five.
So Jacob
Jacob's strengthened his thought
has
process
brought this.
now.
Jacob, if you're a loyal listener, Jacob has brought up this movie before on the pod. He said, "Check out Dave Made a Maze.
Check it out.
Hashtag.
Check it out." And so I finally got around to it. Was watching a lot of movies. Thought, sure, I'll put this on. Jacob recommended it. Wow, it was a struggle to get through, to say the least.
Jacob.
I wanted to fall
I wish
asleep
you guys
so many
could see his
times,
face right now.
or just turn it off because it was so bad.
And the fact that this is the second time and it's still the same reaction is priceless.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I'm gonna get just
when
as
it's
passionate
wrong,
because
still.
it's so like just talking about it works me up again.
I love it.
It's so bad. It's just like it's basically a student film. It looks like a student film. All the actors are just as bad as. Yeah, except it's directed by a guy who has some pedigree, Bill Watterson.
But, yeah, an actor. He's never
was an
directed
actor.
before, though.
Yeah, but it's not it's like I'm saying this looks like a college.
fucking
Because the
Limp
budget
Bizkit,
was
dude.
like
Fred Durst was a fucking actor.
The budget was in the thousands of dollars.
Okay, outside
Yeah,
of
he said cardboard and
It's
the cost
not-
of cardboard cameras.
it's
or
not that
something.
dramatic. It's not that dramatic, but because there are some effects and things like that those kids I don't know about nowadays, but probably couldn't have pulled off or wouldn't pull off.
They're really good.
They're not really good, but
They're
it's
pretty good.
the production is one thing that seems
Very
like
good.
it took forever if it's because it's all practical for the most part. So the main story is just this guy who feels down on his luck, white guy, can't get a
Artist.
job.
We
Yeah.
established that too. He is an
Artist.
artist, Jacob. Jacob was right.
Yeah.
Point one.
Most cliche storyline ever is feeling down, so he builds a maze to finally finish something, finally do something with his life.
He did
So he
it.
builds this maze,
He did
and
it.
the maze is only the size of the half of the living room apartments.
Does it actually show it from the
The
outside?
apartment's living room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shows from the outside.
You don't
But
see
the trick
inside
is
until a
that
little bit later.
the trick is that the inside is like a labyrinth that's bigger than you could ever imagine, and it's impossible to
As
get
big
out
as
of.
your
And it-
imagination is.
and it's filled with non-realistic things too. It's a fantasy basically is one genre of this movie. It's fantasy.
Yeah, he's fucking made a whole thing out of cardboard.
Yeah, and it's
Oh.
like huge. Yeah, and it I guess can kill people or not. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they
And
do.
Remember the synopsis I read? I'm
There's a
gonna read it
Minotaur
again.
too.
While you guys are talking.
yeah, so
Like Greek
that's pretty much the
mythology.
premise. And then a bunch of people go in and they're trying to get out the whole time. It's terrible.
So, coming from an artistic point of view here, over
Coming as the
thinking-
art-
One
Yeah.
aspect of the art direction is good. The production design, the maze basically, because nothing else is.
I still think that, like, I thought the humor, the acting was to be
Oh.
the way it was on purpose, to be like dry
Corny
and
and-
corny.
All right,
Dry?
guys.
Yeah,
I'm gonna,
it's not even dry
Hey.
humor.
Like
I'm gonna interrupt
deadpan.
it again. I'm gonna interrupt you again because I did this the first time. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna name a plot summary.
Yeah.
Dave, an artist who has yet to complete anything significant in his career, builds a fort in his living room out of pure frustration, only to wind up trapped by the fantastical pitfalls, booby traps, and critters of his own creation.
Yeah. So,
It's meant to be an 80s adventure film with a
Homage.
modern comedic
homage.
edge and a higher body count.
That's a terrible homage then because it doesn't feel like an
It
80s
does
movie at
feel
all.
like it.
No.
Like, it definitely is a love letter to it, and
I
You-
love
I
the
remember
homage that's happening again.
you said you didn't like laugh at all, and then you talked about the whole scene you laughed at for like.
Oh yeah, you
then-
did.
What? Because there was
five.
one funny. There was one.
No,
not
there's
even.
two.
I didn't even laugh
Actually,
out
the
loud.
vagina
You
one.
definitely laughed.
The
That's
vagina
pretty
one
funny.
was
Yeah, the
funny,
high
too.
five one is not. It's funny at how bad it is.
No, it's a
funny.
trap.
No,
That one too.
Yeah, that's the only one.
it's a trap.
No, there was another one, wasn't
No,
Yeah,
there? Oh.
no.
but
The humor is
basically,
terrible. The acting is terrible.
basically what I took out of
It's
it,
quirky. They're
is,
trying to be
like,
so
it was supposed
quirky.
to be. It was supposed to be absurdist and just like ridiculous.
Oh.
But at the same time, it's like you can take you back to building your imagination when you're a kid, like building those forts from the outside are just these stupid little things, but on the inside you see this giant world that like this ship or whatever that you built. But also for me, like I could take it on the next level that it was like he was an artist and he doesn't ever complete something. And now he's finally proud of something he's created. But when you get
which was not completed.
it is completed.
Oh yeah, they had to
Make
build
the
center.
chrysalis.
Oh my god,
But
the worst.
The kitchen
he-
scene?
It's,
that
no.
was bad. That was bad.
That was
But
bad, and so
he-
was the chrysalis.
So now he's finally making something that he's proud of that he wants to complete. But when an artist is like becomes in that mindset and it starts taking over their lives, they start losing what's really close to them, which is why in the movie, the maze not only is existent inside his cardboard, it starts breaking to his apartment, and outside of his apartment, everything starts becoming cardboard because he himself, it's affecting his outside life like art does.
You're not taking this, Kyle. Your peas. Your
Because
peasant
then-
If you
brain.
would watch this movie,
Your
you would
peasant
know
brain
then
cannot wrap
there's
around these
no
concepts.
deeper
And
meanings
then, like,
to this movie.
even
It's
he
so
doesn't
stupid.
want his friends and family to be caught in. So that, like, even the beginning movies
Lock the
arguing.
door, right?
Yeah, he's telling them, he's like, don't come in, please don't, like, stay out. But eventually they want to come help him, and so they come in. But then he starts losing, literally, as they're killed in the booby trap stuff. He's starting to lose his
They
friends.
actually die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
So he starts losing his like friends and stuff because of his obsession with trying to complete something for once in his life. And that's as deep as it gets. It has nothing more than that. And
I feel like that's pretty deep.
it's pretty
No,
good.
it's not.
Deeper than
I think.
Kyle said.
But it goes on for, it's like, it's too long for what it's trying to say. And there's a lot of the comedy that doesn't work, but I still have
Yeah,
fun
this
with
should
it.
be a short film.
It should, if it
or
was
shorter.
it was a 30-minute short film.
Cut out everything with the Minotaur. That's so stupid.
It's like 80
I get the
minutes.
Minotaur though.
It's so dumb.
I get why it's there though.
What about old Greg?
because it's a labyrinth.
What was his
Yeah,
name?
it's a
the
labyrinth.
high five guy.
High
yeah,
five.
that's a girl that was turned into cardboard, and
High five.
she's the corniest line.
Is
I
that
love
like?
it.
Is that based on the YouTube video?
You need to watch it. I
Look
love
what he's
that.
doing with his hands.
I love the whole scene.
I've never seen.
You haven't seen the high five?
Yeah, he's like, "Come on, high five me." He's like, "Yeah, for sure." But one moment,
So part of their movie is based on a YouTube video.
it is kind of similar to that weirdness. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
but-
gonna age your movie really well.
Yeah. Well, also that movie.
Well,
that movie's
that's
based in
old.
the 80s, and
You-
that thing is not in the 80s.
Yeah.
The movie's not set in the 80s.
No, but it's
oh.
very reminiscent of
Okay.
the 80s type
Well, yeah.
movies.
So
Like
High
the
Five
Goonies,
guy.
for example, for me, it's like it's all like a fantastical adventure that's
You never
completely.
seen that video?
I don't think so.
Look what I can do.
But
Do that
like
thing you-
the
do that thing you can
Goonies,
do.
the Goonies is completely stupid if you take it for what it is.
Yeah, actually, we did talk about that.
Yeah, it's completely stupid, but it's a fun movie for what it is, and that's what this
Yeah,
is.
you gonna judge the Goonies?
With
Hey, guys.
with a less budget.
With a lower budget.
My mind's not gonna change on this. I might
gave-
rewatch it in who knows how long, but I don't. It's not. I can't do it. It's
But
a.
your
It's a.
score, I feel like, is
Yes,
it's too low.
It's partially out of spite because I hated it
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
I know it's more. I know it's technically a better movie than that, but I do not care. I need to make a statement. This movie sucks. I would never want to watch it again, unless
Hand
you're
down.
gonna change my mind. But it's a 0.5.
You gotta at least
It's
accept
a
that,
1
that my explanation of it is a little bit good.
1 out of 10.
See, it should be a
That's
1 out
that,
of 5.
Honestly, Kyle, like the more I think about it, the worse your score becomes.
Statements need to be made.
No, they don't.
you
Not
need to
like
watch
that
it
kind
on
of
Canopy
statement.
there.
Next.
Plus,
Hagazussa.
this is a person who's just trying to do something with no budget. It's his first movie, and he did something that was like worth watching.
No. False.
It's worth watching for a lot of people because the rating's pretty good.
Honestly, we do need a tiebreaker here. You need
I
to
do
watch
need to
this
watch
movie.
it. What is it? Is it streaming?
It's on
It's on
Canopy.
Canopy.
Fuck. I tried logging into Jacobs and it didn't work.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
a fucking library card then.
Yeah, sounds great. Psych.
All you have to do is drive in and say, I want a library card.
There's one downtown.
Here you go.
right here,
I
like,
can't reach it.
Oh my God. All right, well, soon.
Okay,
Alright.
yes.
I also watched Ford versus Ferrari. I could run through really quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Break it up.
Awesome
This is it,
movie,
this is it.
beautifully shot, as well acted as you expect from Christian Bale and Matt Damon. Like,
Love Christian Bale.
if you would you expect anything less than like great acting there? And I do not care at all about NASCAR or racing or anything like that at all. And I was like on the edge of my seat the entire time, so excited for all the racing scenes. There was 2 characters in particular that I didn't like, and I thought they were a lot of bit over the top actually, but It
think I know what you're
didn't.
talking
It
about,
didn't
yeah.
ruin my enjoyment of the movie. It was great. It was way better than I expected. Even though I should have expected higher of it. I expected lower than I should have. But
Interesting. I
It
have
was good.
kind of high expectations.
I just
like the
didn't
director
care for
and-
what it was about.
I mean, it
though.
was nominated for quite a few things, technical awards mostly, but
Yeah,
still interested to see it. So interested to see it. I'll get around to it. And
definitely worth a watch. I could 100% recommend it for anybody.
check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check it out soon. Get into Hagazussa now.
Yes, please.
All right, so Josh has been creaming over this movie for like 2 weeks now. He's talked about
like
it.
3 weeks now, 4 weeks now.
He's talked about it on the show if you've listened before, and that
I've
is
been waiting for this moment. For me to watch it.
Hagazussa. This came out in 2017,
Originally, but
That was
America
in-
2019.
right? So it was released in what country?
Germany, I think.
I think it was German first.
Yeah, German Film and Television Academy, Berlin. That was one of the studios, so I would say Germany. Okay,
It
yeah,
was in Germany.
2017.
Well,
Directed by-
an ancient dialect of German.
I'm thinking of the director. The director's not German, but he is.
Lucas Feigl.
Yeah, Feigelfeld. Yeah,
His one and only movie.
His
yeah.
first
His
directorial
graduate
debut,
film.
which
Yeah.
was a short story. Yeah, right. Or no, it's graduate. His
That was
The-
his like thesis.
yeah.
Yeah.
His doctoral, if you will.
So Hagazussa literally means
The
witch.
witch.
The
Or
Witch.
the
The
Witch.
Witch.
Its
is a
tagline,
very apt name.
and the tagline is a heathen's curse. So you could say that this is about witchcraft, or you could say it's about nothing, and you'd be right both times.
No, you would
Yeah.
say it is about the perception of witch or an actual witch.
Sure. So let's get into it. What is Hagazussa? What's it about?
Hagazussa
Briefly. Synopsis.
is about a town believing a certain family, mother, daughter, are witches. Primarily at first the mother. And then, so the first act, there's 4 acts. The first act is focusing on the mother being a witch. And then she has a daughter who is the actual main character of the next 3 acts, Albrun. And the town thinks that she is also a witch because it was their original witch's daughter.
Right. And all of it is skeptical. I
All of
guess
it's-
until the very last part, which
Which
you
could also be
you could even,
taken differently.
or you
Yeah.
could say it was literally
Or you could say it was
spontaneous.
literal. Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens 1 in like 10 billion
It can happen,
times.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's split up into different chapters, and so
We-
after the first chapter,
We established this last time.
Yeah.
Shadows,
yeah,
blood,
Fire.
horn.
That's the last
no,
one. do them in order.
shadows, horn, blood, fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Turn up.
sure. So first one is just literally like you said about her mother, potentially not even being a witch. She doesn't do any witchcraft or anything like that. They get accused. They get rocks thrown at them, their house from the villagers that says, they say you should
That
burn
scene's so dope.
for being witches or whatever. But nothing is
Concrete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
concrete evidence of her being a witch. So then it goes into the next one, and at first I didn't know this. I was pissed. I was like, there was nothing to that. I thought it was like anthology, not chapters
Right.
within a movie
Of the same
'Cause
book.
when you described it, you made it seem like an anthology at first.
No, I said there was 4 acts.
Anyway, then it moves on
Whether
to
you
when the
took it that
daughter
way or
is grown up and living in the same place, going through the same things, basically just trying to live her life. And
Dope as fuck.
yeah,
Love it.
don't be fooled. It's pretty boring.
It's slow.
It is one of the slowest movies I've ever seen.
And I like slow
I'm
movies.
totally okay. Yeah, I like
this
slow
was
movies, but
slow.
it was slow
With no payoff.
no,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
It wasn't a payoff. Yeah,
That's the thing though, is with the chapters and acts. Some of them had a payoff, some of them didn't. I would say most of them didn't. Fire was literally like less than 5 minutes, and that, of course, that had a payoff because that's the end of the movie. The blood had a good payoff because that was like an interesting looking scene, a trippy scene, like
It was
for multiple
good.
reasons.
Very good.
And then the other two didn't, which those are the majority of the movie. You know, you could say it's a third of the movie, 2/3 of the movie.
Yeah.
What?
First 2 chapters not having any
Oh,
payoff or any real
No, I wouldn't say that.
sustenance or
payoff.
anything.
No, I wouldn't say that either. You had to the first act established the fact that the town thought they were witches. That's the payoff.
I mean, like we
Yeah.
discussed this a little bit before. It's like you talked about it was excruciating for the fact that it was trying to be painful for the viewer so that they could feel what the person's feeling, like an excruciating pain type.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Feeling.
I was just brought it up because
Yeah.
I'm gonna read the same thing. It was on Letterboxd, Wraith Apes review, and his last paragraph of his review, I think, sums it up perfectly, as why we all kind of have different scores and why I think it was better than you guys thought it was.
Give
It
it to
won't.
us.
It won't be for everyone. It's not an easy watch. There's a minimal dialogue. The narrative structure is loose, and the darkness doesn't let up. Anyone looking for a straightforward story will be disappointed, as it's as much an exercise in tone as it is in storytelling. The pacing is very measured throughout, almost to the point of being excruciating, but that only seems to add to the exquisite torture of this dark gem.
But all of those things, all those positive things, only work if you're on board with the story and what's happening.
Exactly.
And what was
Exactly,
it?
and that's
yeah,
not,
like what
like,
actually
The
happened.
perception of the 15th
It was
It
pretty
doesn't.
light.
Yeah, it
Like,
just
it was
doesn't
light.
work. Like
Yeah,
some of the scenes, like I said, I said this before.
it was.
Some of the separate scenes are
beautiful.
awesome, but then like
It
put
was
them all together
beautiful.
and yeah, it's
It
shot
was a
well. I mean,
beautifully shot movie. The
it
best
was
part
pretty good.
by far. Like it would be better as like an art piece, you know, when you walk in a museum and like they have those videos playing with just
Yeah.
random images that are happening. Like that's what Hagazussa should have been.
So what you're, but the thing is, like to give it that much credit as to be an art piece, as a feature art piece in a museum.
yeah,
because
is-
it looks pretty.
it's
It
beautiful.
looks pretty good.
That's-
Yeah,
yeah, it's beautiful.
So you're saying it has sustenance?
I didn't give it a bad score.
it's well shot. That doesn't mean that's what it looks
No,
like.
I
You
didn't.
have to
I
be,
know. I agree
like
with
visually.
your score.
Yeah.
Yes, I already talked about this.
There are some good visuals and everything, and then there's just the story that you're supposed to go along with, and
There's just the overall darkness, the abysmal,
I feel that
brooding
completely-
effect of it.
Like,
It's
have you ever seen Pulse or Kaito? It's a Japanese horror movie. It's
And
called
we
Pulse.
talked about this.
Yeah.
Japanese have this very good grasp on the
Yeah.
ideology that tenseness or
Yeah,
tension.
I would love for both of you to watch that movie. We don't have to do it next time or time after that, but sometime watch Pulse. It's a very good movie. It's older now, but it still has great like commentary on kind of what we're living in with technology today. And it's a very slow burn Japanese horror movie. Very
I
good.
love slow
I think
burns.
you'll like it a lot. It's slow burn as heck. So, like,
Hagazussa,
well,
Beautiful film.
Compare it then, because
beautiful film, beautiful acting. The
it's
acting
a lot
was
older
amazing.
though. This movie is a lot older.
So like the upsides of Hagazussa outweigh the downfalls of Hagazussa.
I'm not mad I watched it. I'm mad at
close. It's almost even for me. So, I mean, we're
Yeah.
not like
I'm not mad I watched
Yeah,
it,
but
but
you-
I'm
you
mad.
think
We're all
even is
not far
higher than
off.
your
Yeah,
story
it
even.
just it had so much more
But
potential.
if he's saying even, then it's higher
but
than
like
his story is, but-
I want to say though is like I want to see something that this kid can make next, like because or at least the cinematographer for sure. Like I want to see what he does next
And we talked about the
because that was beautiful.
that
So like
she's
I want to
staring off
see.
in that woods with the moonlit woods, and it's
If-
just like zooming in.
Yeah,
it's
You
not
just
even
see
zooming
this-
in. I think the shape is expanding.
Or the
I think.
circle that's in the middle is expanding. It just feels like
yeah.
I was just there was times
Yeah,
in this film when I was
exactly.
just like,
So if
in a
anything, I would
trance.
like to see what this kid could do again. The
I
one
would
who
be
did-
interested too. Like,
Yeah.
I just hope it's not. I hope
I just think you got like I think
he'll
I
definitely
think
have a
I
bigger
might
budget
He has
if he
potential.
gets some.
I'm gonna
yeah.
take-
I mean, to be fair, this was like seemed pretty high budget for whatever it was. I don't know.
I'm
like,
gonna take partial blame.
Unless
I wish
he's
I wouldn't
Austrian,
have.
like-
I wish I wouldn't have bragged it up so much because I feel like
you heard it more from me, I think, because of that, maybe. But
I feel like
Still think I would have been the same.
no, but I feel
I don't
like,
think I would change. But
I feel like you
definitely
guys would've-
I expected more of a payoff, and it was even more disappointing when there
But
wasn't
see, with
one.
me, like it was enough of a payoff. Like
Yeah.
the end had a
It
very
wasn't
definite
for me,
conclusion.
yeah. It had a conclusion, but it didn't work for me.
was a very definite conclusion.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have just been like, watch it. You guys might like it, and like left it. At
I
that.
don't ever want to watch it again though.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it very soon again.
God, it'll be a while till I watch it again.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that and The Witch.
I would watch The
Eggers.
Witch again though.
You better watch
Easily.
it before Sunday because I watched it.
Did you?
Oh, I just watched it recently.
The
But I'm
Witch.
gonna watch it again.
I watched it
like,
last night.
I watched it like 3 months ago.
Okay, I'll watch it again.
But I'm gonna watch it
I
again.
just watched Mad Max.
And we also just watched The Lighthouse.
Are you gonna?
Hey,
We're
we all
not
did
talking
watch
about
Mad
till
Max
Sunday.
now, right? Again.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna get to that. Scores for Hagazussa.
Oh yeah, Kyle. Sorry with your stupid ass score,
2, which is perfect.
which
2.
is way
Believe
That's
I
exactly
gave it
what
a
it is.
3.
2.5. You gave it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. What did I
3.
give it?
2.5.
3
3.
Did he?
in your 3.5.
Oh, 3.5.
Yeah.
Jacob's score is great.
Yeah. I'm like, I give it
That's,
2.5.
Jacob's is a very acceptable score.
Just
Kyle,
the
if you would've
cinematography alone
if
took it
Kyle-
above average to me.
If
so-
Kyle would have put it 2.5, I would have I would have agreed.
Again,
with
I'm
your
a-
score.
I
I'm
admit, I
I'm a
admit when
sucker
I'm being
for-
hyperbolic, and I said last time that Dave Made a Maze is better than half a star, but it needs a statement needs to be made.
It does.
This is exactly what. There no statement needs to be made about Hagazussa. You can barely make a statement about it anyway.
Oh my god.
There's not much to say.
Wow,
if you want to give me,
praise to
So Dave made amazing. He gave it a 1.5 star lower.
no a half star.
no,
1.5
because here's the
lower
thing:
than
if you
Hagazussa.
took separate, if I could take some scenes from Hagazussa and put it towards a different crafted story and movie, then those scenes would be awesome in that movie. But take Hagazussa as a movie.
That's just giving the movie so much more credit than a 2-star.
There you go. We'll
You
put
just
it together.
you
and
just
it
said
goes
it
back
was
down.
like some of these scenes would make a movie a great, right? You just said it would make these
It definitely
movies
had
great.
potential.
couple
to be
different,
great,
couple,
though.
yeah, a couple.
There was at
additions
least
to them,
10
but-
scenes that you could name
Yeah.
that were like
I don't know about 10. That'd
above,
be hard.
very,
There were
very
definitely
above
scenes
average.
I would consider great. The swamp scene we all agree on was amazing.
Very much
The
Robert Eggers.
goat
the
milk.
goat
milking
scene
scene.
was amazing. Yeah.
the
There's two.
acting.
Though pretty much all of the last scenes when
Like
she
your
was starting to
the only
go,
downfalls you have is with,
the story.
which is not technically completely the movie. Like there's movies that have terrible stories that are just well acted.
Yeah, which is where I
Like
gave it.
think about Once a Time Upon.
Yeah, it's pretty
Once
well
Upon a
acted.
Time
It's
in
pretty well
Hollywood.
shot.
Think about
There's
Once Upon
one
a Time in
song in the
Hollywood.
score.
Think about it though.
Yes.
It's a stunt guy and an actor, and that's pretty much the whole story.
Have you seen the movie?
No, fuck no, I don't
Okay,
like
then
Tarantino.
I don't even want to hear you.
But you listen to that story, your plot line, you're like, okay,
Yeah, and I didn't listen to the plot line. I witnessed it. I watched the whole movie.
Yeah.
but what I'm
I need
saying,
to rewatch that one though.
What?
I didn't like it that much the first time.
Once
I thought
Upon
it
a
was
Time in
good,
Hollywood?
but fine.
Hagazussa?
it's always
No, once upon a
it's
time.
always gonna be overrated
Idiot.
because it's a Quentin Tarantino film.
I
No.
love Quentin Tarantino, but
I
gonna
mean,
be overrated.
you could say Hagazussa is overrated. So
No, I can't.
I would say it's rated exactly where it should be.
3.2, right between me and you.
Yeah.
Dave made a maze. 3.1, I think.
Right where it should
oof, jeez.
be. Right where it should be.
All right, moving on. We got one more thing, right?
Mad Max, right? Well,
So-
that segment, yeah.
Yeah, we want to introduce. Like I said, we wanted to throw in some new segments and stuff. And I mean, basically, it's just us talking about movies still at this point. But one of the ones that we thought would be an easy one to start with is dying for a rewatch. Movies that we've seen. I mean, I guess it could be any time, any number of times, but you just, sometimes you just really, really want to rewatch a movie. Like, dang, I would love
Uncut
to rewatch
Gems.
that
I just
movie.
want to watch that again. So,
Uncut
Ooh,
Gems,
That's
The
gonna
Master.
be a while for me.
I really want to watch that again.
Mad Max was on mine before.
Yeah.
Okay, Kyle, read your list again because
On my
some of
whole
those
list?
some of those
Oh,
films,
it's pretty
Jacob
short.
and I were like, really? And one of them specifically,
Well, guess
it,
what? This is my
Pee-wee
list, not
Herman,
yours.
And you're like,
No, no.
I really want.
It Follows.
Oh, you should watch that.
Oh no, that's a different one. That's a
the
different
list
segment.
I'm talking about.
You should.
Oh,
definitely watch
movies
that
I
again.
didn't like but have only seen once and that people seem to love.
Yeah.
that list.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
that
a-
has It Follows.
I really have
Avengers,
to hear about It Follows. Though.
Us,
So I'll
Inside
watch
Out,
that again.
Don't
I've already seen
Breathe.
that twice.
I'll
anyway.
watch it.
Guardians
Yeah,
of the
I've
Galaxy
seen it
Volume
3 times,
2,
I think.
John Wick 2, A
Yeah.
Quiet Place,
How do you not like
Pontypool,
John
The
Wick?
Babadook.
Fireplace. Babadook.
Yeah,
Babadook, I
movies
didn't
I
like as
didn't
much
really
as
like,
the guy,
but
though.
You gotta watch it.
I
again.
want to rewatch them. I've only seen them once.
Now that
But
you've
those
seen
aren't. That's
Jennifer
not
Kent's
dying for
film,
rewatch.
Nightingale.
Movies that I'm dying to rewatch: Her, The Master, Arrival. Gangs of New York.
Ooh, you want to watch Arrival?
I
again?
liked
I've
Arrival.
only seen it once.
I liked Arrival.
I'm not dying to rewatch it.
I liked Arrival.
I'm dying to
But
rewatch
you got
it
your
because.
girl in it though, so
I'll
Oh,
watch
boy.
Arrival with you.
No,
I
your
want to
girl.
watch it again.
All right, good. Well, I have it. Anyway,
I'll watch it again.
this is the dying for rewatch segment because you watched Mad Max Fury Road. You kicked it off.
I did
I said
start
I'm
it.
dying to
Fuck you
rewatch
guys.
that movie.
I
So we all
again
watched
today.
it. And
Amazing.
still amazing.
Still amazing.
way lower than you guys put it.
No.
No.
You were accurate. Wait, did you?
No, he
rewatch
gave
it?
it 4.5.
Yeah, yours is more accurate. Jacob 5-star, ridiculous.
It worth it.
A lot, and so another good reason to
It's
talk
not
about
a
this is because it
perfect film.
came up on a lot of best of decade lists as like
It
number one.
deserves to be there.
No, it was not a number one.
Yeah.
It was definitely top 10, not number one.
No, I'm saying a
on
lot of
many
people
lists.
put it at
No.
number one.
Number one.
Oh,
yeah.
I read a lot of lists, and Mad Max was not number one on any of them.
I don't know.
Top 5 to 10, maybe, definitely.
But I see why. I mean,
It
as an
deserves
action
it.
movie, like
It's
Was that
perfect.
nice?
it's
it was 15.
It's perfect as an action
15
movie.
what?
That was 2015.
Yes,
Yeah,
2015.
It's
Yep.
perfect as an action movie.
Oh yeah, it's just so over the top and like.
It's
I mean, the whole thing is
perfect.
action
was
from
the
start to
same-
finish.
Was the same for me. I feel like.
No way.
No.
Upgrade does not look nearly as good as this.
No.
Yeah, but
And the way that all the practical effects, all the practical stunts, how it looks,
It's
how it
so
was shot.
Like this
It's
is a movie
insane.
that like people would play. It's one of those movies that they play.
It's a demo
on,
disc.
They play it on like TNT or something, and it's be in the background. You just sit there and watch it like 10 years from now.
okay. Yeah,
that's
because
called the
it's
Green
on.
Mile.
It,
Green
that's
Mile still playing.
Shawshank Redemption. Like it's fucking. That's the movie this will be.
How many
because-
times have you ever seen Mad Max on television? Ever go?
I'm saying
watch
this
TV.
movie could be that.
Fury Road. It's 5 years.
I don't
now.
watch TV. I haven't had TV
I don't
in
watch
probably
I haven't
5
had
since
cable,
this came
yeah.
out.
Okay, exactly. So it's not ever.
I'm
going
saying
on there.
that like in 10 years I will watch this movie and enjoy it just as much as today.
Yes, if you're flipping around the channels in Mad Max Fury Road,
It
on,
will look
you can,
great.
You can
It will
start it
still look
at any
great.
point, also, which is great.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can fit anywhere. It's great. Yeah.
Yes.
I loved it. I
Yeah.
absolutely loved it still. This is my 4th time
High
watching
4-star.
I have some nitpicks, so I guess I
I'm
don't know
not
if Jacob
nitpicking
is
at all.
a perfect.
Jacob doesn't have any, so he can't. So he does no comment.
One of my main problems is how some of the sound mix, not
Yes.
sound mixing, but
It
like
is
the
Sound mixing too
voices.
much.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then like they're like talking really quietly too, and like they're driving
And
the
it's
truck.
loud.
Yeah, it's just like some of
So
the
you
stuff
can't
is off like
understand what
that.
they're saying, yeah.
Yeah, some of the stuff you can't understand, but some of the stuff I'm saying they talking regularly when it should be really loud.
It's dubbed.
Yeah,
It
like a
feels
lot of it
dubbed.
sounds like, it's kind of being, dubbed.
But I
ADR,
felt like
whatever.
that was purposeful.
Yeah, and I
it's
mean,
very
like
distracting.
that's the problem though. Is like when you make your movie so ridiculous, do you watch it with just this
You could-
ridiculous lens and forgive all of the mistakes?
Yeah,
Because
you
like
can't.
some of the stuff is that I have a problem with. Also, is the flashbacks with the girl and the family and like
Because you don't
bringing
know
in
what
the
that
past.
means.
No, it's from the
It's
Yeah,
from
other
the
but it's
movies.
also like-
I know what it's from,
Is
but
it a horror film now? Like,
no, but I just feel like it's been so long since those movies, like, because those movies came out, they were kind of
70s,
separated,
I
but
think.
they were all closer together. This
But do
movie
you
is
need
like,
to understand that for it to like,
that's what I'm saying is
matter.
why is it in there?
yeah.
You don't need it to understand the
It
movie. This
doesn't,
movie,
but it's for the people who watch the old one.
yeah, that's why it's dumb.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be like
This
a
movie
reboot.
isn't for the people that watched Mad Max.
No, it's a reboot.
This is
It's
completely
it's a revitalization of the
from
series.
all of
fair.
those.
That's fair, but it didn't like
It's not like he made
take
this
away
Mad
from
Max.
my enjoyment at all.
Well, that's
It's
why it's a
enjoy-
nitpick, but
it's
it still
enjoyable,
stuck
but-
out to me as something that just didn't
Because
need
I
to
mean,
be there.
they
and-
weren't that like big of a part, honestly.
Who?
No, the flashbacks and stuff. But I mean,
Except
they do
for the
play
part
one
where
part.
he
He
blocked the
blocks
thing
an
on his
arrow with
hand,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Which
But he's
I don't know how he
mad.
could.
He's crazy, right? So like
Yeah, I guess.
that
But-
could be a
No, I thought
that
he
could
was
mean
labeled that
nothing
because
anyway. Like
I thought he was labeled that because they thought he was bad.
no, you see the movie. He's clearly not.
I feel like so. I
Normal.
feel like
No,
yeah.
he's just
No,
offensive.
he has some weird
Yeah,
like
yeah.
ticks to him, and I feel
Something's
like they
wrong
put
with
that
him,
stuff
yeah.
in there to explain that, but. It's not for the people that watch the old ones. It's probably for the people that haven't seen the old ones. So
Yeah.
so you don't think that he's just acting bad and
It felt like a
he's
reboot,
acting like
too,
that for a
because-
reason. But
'cause
they
it-
don't know that, so they have to put it in the movie and explain
They
it.
didn't say until the end, and obviously, like, he's like the same age as it was when it was prior, because he's not like old.
Yeah, but no technology or anything has changed.
Yeah, but so what I'm saying is like this movie is supposed to be like somewhat of a revitalization.
I think it's more.
I would
like
say
a
it's
direct sequel. Like,
yeah, it
Yeah,
is
but
a
it's a
sequel because of
20-year
the things
sequel.
that. I mean, if you take the original Mad Max, it's not a total post-apocalyptic wasteland in that movie.
But
It's
it
like
is not-
building up to that.
Yeah, but look at him. He's not old.
yeah,
So it's within a few years.
yeah.
So I think that's like a revitalization. I don't know. I feel like sometimes it was weird for weird sake.
I felt like it was.
I like
the
the stuff
fucking-
that was
like
the
I
stuff
said, the
that
guitar
stuck
player
out
thing
as
was
weird for
stupid
weird
as
sake.
fuck.
No, amazing.
Stupid
that
as
was
fuck.
awesome.
Stupid.
Part-
I
ever.
love that's part of the stylized of.
Yeah, it's totally in the style. It's like supposed
It
to be like
fit
the most metal
perfectly.
movie ever, and it's
It was
freaking
stupid.
awesome.
Every scene that guy was in it, I was just like, yeah. I was like,
No, it was
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
It was horrible.
And he
I was
never
like,
stops
yeah.
playing, no matter what. He always
yeah,
keeps
he was
playing.
getting hit and stuff. He's grabbing onto him, and he's like pulling away, and then his like the blindfold gets teared off, and he's just like into it
It's
again.
so bad. And he's like slow motion. Everyone else is moving fast.
Oh, it's so good.
Horrible.
It's
That was actually the only thing I didn't like is the things that were like obviously meant for like you're watching in 3D if you're at theaters.
Oh yeah, the one
fire.
crash, the
Yeah.
wheel coming towards
Yeah.
you. Yeah, that was
But
really
again,
bad.
like any of those, like I would have to nitpick for it because it's like whatever. Like whatever.
Just say it's a 5-star means it's a perfect film. And
It
it's
is
not.
for what it is. Yeah.
No, it's not.
It is
It's
for me.
not.
Yeah, I feel like you have to forgive some stuff to get there,
You
but
do.
it could happen. You know.
No, I agree with 4.5 way more than 5.
Well, I'm gonna keep rewatching it until maybe it gets up there.
Then you're just force feeding yourself, and it's
Hey,
It's
but
not
sometimes it
hard
goes back
watch.
down. Snowpiercer, I went down on Snowpiercer because of that,
Snowpiercer should be going down.
and it did. So,
We talked about that last episode, didn't we?
yep. So
I don't know. I've watched Mad Max 4 times now, and I've enjoyed it every single
I've seen
time.
it twice.
I'll keep watching it.
I would watch it again like tomorrow.
As we already kind of spoiled the reviews, so
Yeah.
but
Star
4.5
rating.
for me.
Yeah, Jacob was 5.
5.
I'm 4.
There you go, perfect.
A
4.5,
heavy
5.
4, but 4 nonetheless.
So you're close. Yeah, you're getting there.
It's.
I mean, really, the things that you
It's
point
a
out
great
are just,
movie.
If I
Watch
could do a
it. Like,
4.25, I would give it.
I mean,
4.25.
it's like we all agree it's a great movie.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, but I just don't think it's a complete movie.
It is.
So I
No,
guess-
the dialogue is so distracting for me.
I get that, but
Like when he's
again,
spraying
I was fine with that.
Ferrari. He's like spraying fucking silver
love that.
mouthwash or whatever.
It's
so
spray
spray
paint,
paint.
I
Spray
mean.
paint.
yeah, but it's just that's to show how brainwashed they are by Immortan Joe.
Yeah, but when he's saying that, his voice
Oh,
is
I like
like perfectly.
That's all. Yeah, that's all
it's,
like
like,
part of the
perfect, and
over the
he's like-
topness of it.
It's
So
supposed to be like that.
I hate
Yeah.
the dubbed factor.
It's on purpose though.
I mean, it has
Yeah,
to be
but
like
it's
that
distracting.
because it was so much of it was practical.
No, I get it,
just
but
has
it's
to be
very
that way.
it's distracting.
Yeah. Well, let's introduce the next one because you guys watched it today, which was The Lighthouse, and we've already talked about it on this show, but it's
I talked
already
a lot about it.
it's already on the Dine for Rewatch list because that's how good it was.
Well,
And
you have to.
This
watch
is my
it. You
third
have to
time
dive.
watching.
they
it.
checked it off tonight. I'm gonna buy it and watch it.
Finally
so,
saw it in theaters.
yep, Jake got to see it in
Oh
theater.
my
so
god!
we're gonna talk about that Sunday, and then we also already said Invisible Man coming out
Yep.
tomorrow.
Probably
Gonna
watch
talk
it
about
tomorrow.
that.
Yeah.
And then just whatever else we watch. So, 2 featured, I guess.
Hopefully,
you can call them featured.
hopefully I'll watch Dave Made a Maze by then.
Watch it.
Get on it, yeah. Give us some more.
I really
Oh,
wanna
and
know.
Possum.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yep. So we're gonna talk
I'm
about
gonna
Possum
finish
for
that,
sure.
yeah.
We
Horror
have to
movie
watch
from
because Jacob's
2018.
very close.
I might
to
as well
Possum.
just rewatch it though. I'm like, it's
No,
not
you
that long.
Go back. It's like 85 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
Go back like 15, 20 minutes and then start it because I wouldn't start it all over.
Look forward to all of that on the next episode.
I'm putting it right out there in the air. Kyle's gonna love Possum.
All right, we'll see.
Like we called him Fabric though.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm about to be 2 for 2
if
on there.
if Possum's as good as in Fabric,
It's not
then
as good as
hey,
in Fabric. But we'll
Oh.
talk about that next time.
No, the,
Oh
the
man.
acting is better.
Well, I like in Fabric a lot. So even if this isn't as good, it still could be really good. Check us out on. We'll put all the social media links in the description. But drop some ratings, helps a lot. Questions
Please,
to Suds and
please
Cinema,
drop some ratings.
sudsandcinemapodcast@gmail.com. Read it, any questions on air, answer them.
Also,
And-
ask questions on Facebook if you want.
That's
Ask
right. Yeah, we got
questions
the
on any
Facebook
social
post.
platform that we
Or
have.
text
Post
any
to the
one of my
page.
6 phone numbers.
Or
Jacob,
text
what's your phone
Including my
number?
car phone.
Yeah, well, I think that about wraps it up. So
We're gonna tag our Untapped and Letterboxd.
yep,
Yeah.
you can find us on social media, Untapped and Letterboxd. I'm at the KG Project.
Mine Letterboxd and Untapped is JSAL517. That's JSAL517.
Yep, and my Untapped is Mr. JSAL22, MRJSAL22, and then my Letterboxd is Josh_Saldana.
We'll be back next week.
Cheers, guys.
We're gonna lock ourselves in this room and never come out. We're quarantined.
Quarantine.
Help us.
And here we are, hour 23, still going strong on Suds and Cinema.
Yeah, he's fucking squeaking like he's never been born before.